Hare Krishna devotees, welcome to the Rudra Gita series. Today's shloka is shloka number 35, chapter 24, canto 4. Sankarshanaya sukshmaya
Sankarshanaya sukshmaya
durantayantakaya cha
durantayantakaya cha
namo vishwaprabodhaya
namo vishwaprabodhaya
pradyumnayantaratmane.
pradyumnayantaratmane.
Word for word meaning. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Sankarshanaya,
Sankarshanaya,
unto the Master of Integration.
unto the Master of Integration.
Sukshmaya,
Sukshmaya,
unto the subtle unmanifested material ingredients.
unto the subtle unmanifested material ingredients.
Durantaya,
Durantaya,
unto the unsurpassable.
unto the unsurpassable.
Antakaya,
Antakaya,
unto the Master of Disintegration.
unto the Master of Disintegration.
Cha,
Cha,
also.
also.
Namaha,
Namaha,
obeisances.
obeisances.
Vishwaprabodhaya,
Vishwaprabodhaya,
unto the Master of the development of the universe.
unto the Master of the development of the universe.
Pradyumnaya,
Pradyumnaya,
unto Lord Pradyumna.
unto Lord Pradyumna.
Antaha Atmane,
Antaha Atmane,
unto the super soul in everyone's heart.
unto the super soul in everyone's heart.
Translation. My dear Lord,
My dear Lord,
you are the origin of the subtle material ingredients.
you are the origin of the subtle material ingredients,
The Master of all integration,
the Master of all integration,
as well as the Master of all disintegration,
as well as the Master of all disintegration,
the predominating deity named Sankarshana,
the predominating deity named Sankarshana,
and the Master of all intelligence,
and the Master of all intelligence,
known as the predominating deity Pradyumna.
known as the predominating deity Pradyumna.
Therefore, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you.
Therefore, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you.
So, reading from Srila Prabhupada's purport, the whole universe is maintained by the integrating power of the Supreme Lord, who is known in that capacity by the name Sankarshana. So, to bring everything together is Sankarshana. The material scientists may have discovered the law of gravity, which maintains the integration of objects within the material energy. Yet, the master of all integration can create devastation by the disintegrating blazing fire emanating from his mouth. A description of this can be found in the 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, wherein the universal form of the Lord is described. The master of integration is also the destroyer of this world by virtue of his disintegrating energy. Sankarshana is the master of integration and disintegration, whereas Pradyumna, another feature of Lord Vasudeva, is responsible for universal growth and maintenance. So the Lord himself takes care of creation and maintenance, and he also takes care of the disintegration, but in different aspects. So Sankarshana is responsible for the integration and disintegration, whereas Pradyumna is responsible for the maintenance and growth. The word Sukshmaya is significant because within this gross material body, there are subtle material bodies, namely mind, intelligence, and ego. The Lord, in his different features, Vasudeva, Aniruddha, Pradyumna, and Sankarshana, maintains both the gross and subtle material elements of this world. That means the Lord is not only responsible for the 5 gross elements through which all of creation happens, the Lord is also responsible for the maintenance of the subtle bodies as well, which is the mind, intelligence, and false ego. As mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, the gross material elements are earth, water, fire, air, and ether. And the subtle material elements are mind, intelligence, and ego. All of them are controlled by the Supreme Personality of Godhead as Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. And this will be further explained in the following verse. So this is Prabhupada's purport to this particular verse spoken by Lord Shiva. So there are bodies within our gross body. So other bodies within us is our mind, intelligence, and ego. So that is why it's called the Sharira, that Sukshma Sharira. We have a Stula Sharira and we have a Sukshma Sharira. In the fourth canto, in the earlier chapters when you, in the third canto, in the earlier chapters when you read the third canto and when Brahma is in the process of creation, he creates certain things that then go out of control. One of the things he creates is the males. And he is quite astonished that the males themselves that he created are chasing him to have a sexual relationship. And it's interesting that Prabhupada says that this is actually homosexuality, that it is considered to be one of the most abominable acts. So when something that he has created comes to do things that he is not interested in, then he is desperate. At first he smiles and thinks it will disappear and it will be okay. But when all of these male bodies come towards him, he does not know what to do. And therefore, he prays to the Lord. And when he prays to the Lord asks him to give up his body. And I was reading one of the purports, Prabhupada mentions in one of the purports that there are many times when Brahma is asked to give up his body and start again, give up his body and start again, because he has many false starts when he's trying to create. Not everything goes as per his plan in the process of secondary creation. Prabhupada explains that when the Lord instructs Brahma multiple times when he's in trouble that he should give up his body, he should change his body, that it is not his physical body that the Lord is talking about, that Sridhar Swami, who is one of the writers of commentaries on the Bhagavatam, Prabhupada references Sridhar Swami's commentary, and he says that Sridhar Swami says that when the Lord asks him to give up his body, he is talking about changing his mind and intelligence, to reject his subtle body. That means to reorient the consciousness so that, the creation goes smoothly. Actually, that entire process of creation and the purports written by Prabhupada based on the Acharya's commentary is very fascinating to read. So the Lord asks Brahma to give up his subtle body. So there are different kinds of thoughts we can have in our mind. We can have sinful thoughts, we can have devotional thoughts. If we don't have the right thoughts, then it also creates different realities for us, right? Our thoughts are creating realities for us constantly, and we don't even realize it. One of the names of Lord Vishnu is Diyampati, means he is the Lord of intelligence. And we, because Krishna is the Lord of intelligence, then we should pray to Krishna for that kind of intelligence by which we can increase our devotional services. There is a wonderful shloka in the Madhya Leela of Chaitanya Charitamrita, the 167th shloka, which I'm sure all of you are familiar with because we have covered it so many times. Anyabhilashita shunyam jnana karmadhyanavritam anukulyena krishnanu shrilanam bhaktir uttama. That means You shouldn't have any other desire. Anya bilashita shunyam. That no other desire you should have other than to serve Krishna. Prabhupada translates this shloka in the Chaitanya Charitamrita as, when first-class devotional service develops, one must be devoid of all material desires. Knowledge obtained by monastic philosophy and fruitive action. So, jnana karma dhyanavritam. Neither should you be interested in pursuing mundane knowledge, nor should you be interested in pursuing fruitive activities. So the only thing a devotee, like we were reading yesterday, right? A devotee is desireless. They're considered desireless because their only desire is to serve Krishna in a favorable way, as Krishna desires. Not as per how we want to serve. It's how Krishna wants to accept our service. And in the Nectar of Instruction, in the second shloka, there are 6 things that are considered to be destructive in the practice of Krishna consciousness. What are those 6 things? Atyahara prayashascha, prajalpo niyamagraha, janasangascha laulyamcha, shadbhir bhaktir vinashyati. In this particular shloka, Srila Rupa Goswami is saying that one's devotional service is spoiled when he becomes too entangled in the 6 activities. One is eating more than necessary or collecting more than it's necessary. Over endeavoring for mundane things that are very difficult to obtain. The third one is talking unnecessarily about mundane subject matters. The fourth one is practicing the rules and regulations of scriptures only for the sake of following them. In the sense, you may be doing it out of a sense of fear or out of a sense of duty, but you are not doing it because you actually want to make advancement in Krishna consciousness. So even practicing rules and regulations and following them, but doing it just for the sake of it, but not necessarily with the goal of making advancement spiritually. Or alternately, if you reject all of the rules and regulations of the scriptures, and then you're working independently or whimsically, that is also not acceptable. It's not considered to be favorable for devotional service. The fifth one that Rupa Goswami identifies is janasangascha laulyascha, associating with worldly-minded persons who are not interested in Krishna consciousness. They are more interested in all kinds of material achievements. And the sixth one is being greedy for mundane achievements. So these 6 things destroy our devotional services. Atyahara prayasascha. So over-endeavoring and all of these things. There is a wonderful pastime of Srila Raghunath Das Goswami, who's the 6th Goswami of the 6 Shad Goswamis. He is always trying to run away from home. He comes from a very wealthy family. And the parents are anxious that he is too taken up to the spiritual path. They're afraid that they will lose their only son. And so the father decides it's best that he get married, because marriage ties you down to Grihastha life. So the parents get him married to a very, very beautiful, attractive young girl. But still, even that marriage does not tie him down. He still tries to run away. So much so, the parents decide they should post security guards. And then one day the mother gets very anxious and she tells the father, her husband, that why not we just tie him down, lock him up? Then we can be assured that he will not run away. And the father laughed and said, if he's got a beautiful wife and that has not locked him up, do you really think physically restraining him is going to lock him up? In the sense that his mind has already gone towards Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All he wanted to do was to serve the Lord. And that was his anxiety that he was carrying with him. But Srila Raghunath Das Goswami was so humble, he never spoke or approached Chaitanya Mahaprabhu directly. He would only take instructions from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's personal secretary, Srila Swarup Damodar. And if you read the scriptures, Raghunath Das Goswami asks Swarup Damodar, what should I do? What is my duty? Give me instructions. And Swarup Damodar gives him 8 instructions. And here are the following 8 that kind of aligns with the nectar of instructions, second shloka that we just read. The first instruction to Raghunath Das Goswami is, do not talk of mundane matters. That is, avoid unnecessary talk, avoid gossip. Do not listen to worldly talk. In the sense, mundane topics we should avoid. We should avoid unnecessary gossip. One is to do not talk. The next is do not listen. First, you yourself don't engage in such conversations. Second, don't allow yourself to hear such conversations. I was listening to a lecture a couple of days ago, and one of the pontiffs in the Kanchi Math, he was overhearing conversations of his disciple talking about another pontiff. At that time, the senior pontiff told his disciples that the person speaking ill about one of the heads of the Math will get the sins for speaking ill of that person, but the person listening will get double the amount of karma. So if talking results in 1 share of sin, listening to gossip about others gives you double the share of sin, which I thought is even more dangerous, that we should avoid listening to unnecessary talk. The third instruction given was, do not eat luxurious food, because luxurious food means you are trying to appease your senses. The fourth instruction given to Raghunath Das Goswami is, do not dress nicely. So we need to maintain simple attire. The fifth one is, do not expect honor. Live humbly. Do not expect respect from anyone. Pranadapi Shunichena. His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj emphasizes this. Srila Prabhupada emphasizes this. So much so that Kaviraj, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami has said that this one shloka, Pranadapi Sunichena Tarorapi Sahishana Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sadahari. It is so important for a Vaishnava that they should wear it around their neck as a jewel. So do not expect any honor. But at the same time, the sixth instruction is to offer respects to all others. Treat everybody with respect. The seventh instruction given to Srila Raghunath Das Goswami is to constantly chant the holy names of the Lord in the mood of service. And the final instruction given to Raghunath Das Goswami was, mentally he should always be thinking of Shri Radha Krishna in Vrindavan. That internally within the mind, you should be rendering service to the divine couple, where as they are seated in Vrindavan. So Srila Raghunath Das Goswami was leading such an austere life in Jagannath Puri that he used to eat the remnants that comes out of the drainage, grains of discarded rice. That is how austere he was. And he came from a wealthy family. He was born into wealth. He was surrounded by extravagance. He gave all of that for service to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and to the other Vaishnavas. So one of the other names of Lord Krishna is Satya Sankalpa. And you can see in this particular shloka that we covered today, the term Satya Sankalpa means the Lord can do whatever he wants. And he can do it effortlessly. Creation, no problem. Just a glance and everything is taken care of. So such a huge, gigantic job that we cannot think of, we cannot comprehend. The Lord does it effortlessly. The Lord is not anxious when he's trying to do all of these things. But if we were to, let us say you got an instruction that you should go build a temple, can you imagine how much anxiety we will be under? How are you going to raise the funds? Who will you approach? How will you make all of the arrangements for construction? What should be the design? Who should you call to install the deities? So many things are involved in just building one temple. So much anxiety. But Krishna can create this entire Brahmanda effortlessly. Therefore, he is called Satya Sankalpa. Whatever he desires, it just happens. So for a devotee, humility is the most precious jewel for us. Understanding that we actually don't know anything. And the more we go deeper into Krishna consciousness, the more and more humble we have to become. Or rather, you will become more humble. That is the jewel. I was listening to a lecture this morning, and one of the questions that was asked is, the person who was asking the question, the devotee asking the question said that I have heard in another lecture, the preacher say, Krishna detests pride more than he detests lust. So Krishna himself says in the Bhagavad Gita that lust, anger, greed, and greed are the three enemies. They are the three gates to hell. In the 16th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. But why does Krishna detest pride more than he detests lust? Because lust, you can have all kinds of desires. But Krishna does not like pride, because when you are proud, the sense of I am the doer exists in you. That strong streak of I am the doer means you can't surrender. So when you are proud, you cannot surrender to Krishna. So Krishna hates pride more than he hates lust. So I thought that was also very, very interesting, because pride is a much thicker contamination than lust. Although lust is the beginning of our downfall. So hence this Trinadapi Shunichena. So a saintly person always knows that his place is one of being a servant of Krishna and nothing else. Here Lord Shiva in this particular shloka is identifying what all the Lord does in his different incarnations. He is the master of creation and destruction. He is also the master of maintenance. And because he acknowledges this, Lord Shiva is offering his obeisances to the Supreme Lord.
If you like our videos, please subscribe to our channel and turn on the bell notification. If you'd like to join our classes every day, please check the details in the description section of this video. We look forward to serving you.